I usually enjoy solitude during a business flight, but this time I couldn't. Because I needed her cooperation as a fake girlfriend, I let her talk as much as she wanted, and how she could talk endlessly. I was so glad she was a fake girlfriend, not a real one. As soon as the seatbelt sign was off, after the plane reached a safe altitude, she began to speak. You know that along with riches comes responsibility, especially to the environment. Some people say if this earth is doomed, let us live in Mars. But I tell you, I don't want to live in Mars. Look at the pictures of Mars. It is desert everywhere. I enjoyed visiting deserts in America because a desert on Earth is only one of many varieties of landscapes on Earth. This Earth is beautiful. I am not ready to give up on Earth. The poor and middle class, who don't hold any power in society, cannot do much to protect the environment. They can participate in an environmental program. They can elect politicians who care about the environment. They can protest, demonstrate, even riot, but they cannot provide the solution. Only the rich and the powerful can create a program or a law to protect the environment. And we don't need more demonstrations and riots, we need more solutions. One of the things a rich can do is investing in a company that promotes eco-balance. You have a lot of rich clients, maybe you can influence them into this kind of investment. Miss Putra, I am a financial advisor. I can only advise my clients on how to gain more profits within an acceptable risk. If a company that promotes eco-balance is profitable, of course I can advise my clients to invest in it. However, if it is a bogus company that is based on science fiction and have zero reputation, I will be doomed before the earth is doomed if I suggest it to my clients, I said. Well, I've ever invested in a fiction-like company and made profit, Mia said. I met this guy Bumi Darmawan when I was studying in Bandung Institute of Technology. He was also a university student in Bandung, majoring in political science. Bumi wasn't his birth name. He changed his name into Bumi, which means earth, when he made a pledge to protect the earth. He visited all universities in Java, made a campaign about protecting forests in Indonesia, and asked people to donate to his company, PT Hutan Abadi. For every donation of about $10, people get a portion of the company's shares with book value of about $1. A lot of students were moved by his campaign and donated. I was one of them. But we were only students. For us, $10 was a big amount. In campus, $10 could buy 10 simple meals in that day. Very few donated more. Despite his campaigns and charisma, he could only collect enough money to buy a small size of forest land in Java in the middle of nowhere. There wasn't even a smooth road to that place. He couldn't get any bank loan to expand his company. He couldn't get any big investor. His own father not only didn't want to invest, but also called him a naive fraudster. He told Bumi to close the company, sell the land, and distribute the money among all the investors. At first, the students rallied behind Bumi and called his father an example of anti-environment egoist. After a few years, most of these students changed side. They were angry because in those later years, most of the donations were used to cover operating costs. Some idealists among them were mad when they found out that he cut trees in the land the company purchased and used them to build tree houses, fences, and security posts. Although Bumi explained that he would plant new trees to replace the trees he cut, those students still felt cheated. Bumi promised to protect trees in that forest. Cutting down even one tree meant his promise was broken, and his forest tourism idea wasn't working at all. There wasn't a smooth road to the location, the tree houses were poorly made, the land was too small, only enough for a few deer and birds. It wasn't an attractive tourist location. The company has never made any profit. The angry investors later called Bumi's father a wise man and asked him to follow his father's advice. If I were to give advice to my clients, I would say that it was a donation, not an investment, so you cannot hope for a profit. I would also say instead of donating to such a company, you could simply buy the forest land for yourself, thus avoiding a possibility that you would donate to a fraudster. But of course, I know who Bumi Darmawan is. So, you're one of his early investors? I asked. Bumi called me his hero, Mia answered with a smile. I was almost late to his rescue. As you know, I got windfall money when my parents died. I've heard about his trouble thanks to his openness in his monthly news emailed to all investors. But I had my own plan to start Putra Power Plant, so I ignored the news for several years. My heart kept on telling me that I should help him because there aren't many people like him left on earth. Unfortunately, my own company wasn't making any money either. I procrastinated until I couldn't bear it anymore. I gathered all the leaders in Putra Power Plant and asked for their opinion. They basically said it was up to me because it was my money, but they wouldn't help Bumi if they were me. They also gave me valuable advices. One of them suggested that I ask legal advice first, so I did. I paid for a 1 hour consultation with a business lawyer. He basically advised me against helping Bumi, but he said that he understood my passion to protect Indonesia's forest. He told me what to do if I were to help Bumi. I'm so glad I met his lawyer first. He warned me that if I help Bumi, I would face the same angry investors that he faced. There were a lot of steps I should take to ensure my own safety. You're so brave. If you followed that wise advice, perhaps no one else would help Bumi, and he would have remained a nobody, I said. I'm curious about something. Why did you trust Bumi when no one else, even his father, trusted him? One of the things I inherited from my father is his sharp instinct. I kind of able to read people. I knew that I could work with Bumi even though I only talked with him briefly. That is how I ran my company. There wasn't a single mishire except one. That was because I was forced to hire him, she answered. Anyway, back to the story of Bumi. Oh, about his father. One of the leaders in Putra Power Plant advised me to talk with Bumi's father before I talked with him, so I visited his father's house. I explained to him that I was thinking about helping his son, but I couldn't if he kept on saying Bumi was a fraudster. I wanted him to promise that if I were to help Bumi, he would stop saying negative things about him and start blessing his son. I felt very awkward when he started crying. He said he didn't mean to harm his son. He thought he gave him a wise advice. He doubted that I could help him, but he promised that he would bless Bumi and even bless me because of my willingness to help his son. He noticed his son's political career was finished. Bumi could not even get elected as an unpaid small area neighborhood leader that we call Pa RT. He only hoped Bumi would close the company and work with him in his small business. He couldn't dream that an angel investor would rescue his son. He really appreciated me. At the end, we closed the company PT Hutan Abadi and started a new company PT Hutan Damai. We tried to sell the forest in Java but couldn't find a buyer. Though I was reluctant, at last I agreed that the new company bought the forest at half of its acquisition cost. It was scary calling names nasty online shareholder meeting. I'm so glad it was over. We could persuade most investors to move into the new company, and we paid quitting investors their portion that was lower than the donation value of $10 but higher than the book value of $1. The rest of the story was exciting, Mia continued. Then she talked about the land they purchased in West Sulawesi province, how big the land was, how wide the beaches included, and the forest, the river, the mountainous part of the land, all explained in details. After that, she talked about building the tree houses, how many tree houses they built, the difficulties they faced, the hanging bridge they built as a pathway from the base hotel to the tree houses, what facilities they have in each tree house, security measures, and other details. Tirelessly, she continued with details and facilities that the guests can enjoy in the Peace Forest Hotel and Treehouse. How the tourists can spend their days there, rainforest safari walking tour on the hanging bridge, snorkeling and diving, horse riding, spa and swimming pool. Apparently they had an island too, because she said they were building hotel rooms under the sea around the island that would be available only when there was no storm forecasted. Then she talked about the animals and trees in too many details. While talking about animals, she felt the need to explain that the little forest in Java, they turned it into a habitat for wild roosters, ducks, deer, and goats that could live healthily in a rainforest. They would capture some of them from time to time to limit their population and sold them to the market to cover their operating costs. And the tree houses in that little forest were turned into houses for swiftlets. They would harvest their nests and sold them as well. People will definitely want to do good things to the environment when there is profit involved, even if it is a thin profit. We were just providing an example, Mia said. She returned to talk about animals in the West Java forest. By the time she shared a story about a fifth tiger cub born in their forest, I couldn't contain my sleepiness. I asked for permission to sleep. She said okay and fell silent. Soon I fell asleep. In my dream, I was staying in one of her tree houses, the one she described as close to a tiger's cave. Looking down, I saw a tiger cub playing with a white rabbit. I said to Mia, who was beside me on the treehouse, I cannot advise my clients to invest in a company like this without first checking the financial statements, but I promised I would recommend this beautiful place for the next vacation trip.